uh, for your internship proof or whatever purposes. If you want, whenever we meet, so we'll make it a point that we'll record. Okay. So please go ahead. Whoever can start off and give you introduction. That'll be great.
I guess I can start. My name's John Padlor. I am a rising sophomore at Ridge High School. I learned about Think Savvy from my parents, specifically my dad. And I guess my goal for coming here is really just to improve myself. A, learn about personal management. B, but also fiscal responsibility. And what skill sets I have. I guess overall just patience and dedication is something I can bring to the team.
Okay, that's great. Have you done before any trading or investing?
I attended the business club at my school for a bit, so I know some of the basics.
So you know the basics. Okay. But have you done any real transaction per se?
Not yet, no.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, cool, buddy. Thank you for giving the introduction.
Yeah, I guess I can go next.
Yes, please, Varun.
So, hello, my name is Varun. I'm a rising senior at Frisco High School in Texas. And I do have some experience with trading. I've been investing in the stock market since, I believe, February 2023. And I've just been growing my portfolio ever since then. And I've always kind of had a passion for finance and data science. And that's really, those passions are what I'm trying to explore through my internship in Think Sabio this summer.
How did you know about Think Sabio, Varun?
My parents told me about it.
Okay. Cool. And if you don't mind, I mean, if you can always don't have to answer. Since you started Feb 23, how was your experience in stock market? Did you gain or did you lose? What's your success and failures?
Well, I've had some good times and bad times, but overall, I'd say it's been pretty stable.
Stable. So your overall PF is positive or negative?
Positive. Not by a lot, but it's been pretty consistent.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm putting you on spot, but you can also say you're not comfortable. But without failures, no one ever have succeeded in any field. Doesn't matter stock market or anything you take. So
yeah,
there's no reason to be shy or anything. Thomas Alva Edison has 1,000 failures. 1,001 was the light bulb. So we know that. And so does Michael Jordan too, right? He has failed so many times. Anyway, yeah, that's good to know, buddy. So you already have some experience and you're passionate about stock market. That's good. So whoever is the next in the line or whoever wants to, please go ahead.
Hi everyone. My name is Sajal Agarwal, and I'm a graduate student at San Jose State. I'm pursuing my Master of Science in Data Science. So I think that I'll be able to bring some like data related skills with me. I've also 2+ years of work experience. So, and coming to the trading experience, I would say like I have done trading for a year back when I was in India, but it's been a long time. Like I've been away from the market. So that's pretty much it.
Okay. So you're doing masters, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, that's good to know, Sajal. Next one, please, in line.
Yeah, I think I'll go next. My name is Akhil Balneni. I'm studying my master's in computer science at Arizona State University. So right now, I don't have any experience in trading and all because I'm new to this country and I've never gone through the stock market and anything. So maybe what I can do is I could help you with the data science stuff. And mostly I'm interested in machine learning and data science. So I could help you with that. So that's, as of now, I could help you with these things. So, but according to the right with the finance side, I'm not experienced at all in that. I'm not that good with it, and I'm never traded.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's a good introduction, buddy. Thank you for that. So next one.
Hi. My name is Pranav. I'm from New Jersey. I'm currently I finished my freshman year in University of Maryland, and I'm majoring in computer science and doing a minor in business analytics. Like this summer, I'm currently pursuing research with a professor on AI chatbots and against jailbreaks. And trading experience, I've traded for about 2 years right now, but nothing very serious so far. Yeah.
Is it trading real time or is it a simulation?
Yeah, real time.
Wow, that's cool. 2 years is pretty good time. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So next one in line, anybody?
Tree Lane and meet with Richard Clark. He said that he dropped his wallet over by the Lakeland Bank by Stop and Shop.
Okay, next one. Whoever is not talking, maybe you can mute kindly so we can have. Yeah, Sanjit or Mahant.
Yeah, you don't have characters. Oh, well. What? Well, I don't know, man. Here, we'll use this thing.
Hi, my name is Mahan, and I've had some experience with stock trading. I've done the Stevens stock trading competition this year, and I was also the lead intern for this internship last year.
Oh, sorry, should I introduce myself? Hello?
Yeah, proceed, Sahasra.
Oh, hi, I'm Sahasra. I'm a rising senior, and recently I've been doing business like DECA, the competition. I recently went to nationals, and I go to Westfield High School.
Yeah, next one, please.
Okay, I guess I'll go. I'm Sanjeet. I'm a rising senior in Westwood High School, and I don't really have any experience in trading or anything, but I'm interested in data science, and I think that's what I'll do in this internship.
Yeah, good. Next one, please.
I can go. I'm Rohan. I'm about to be a junior and I go to Revere High School. I don't have much experience with trading or the stock market, but I'm interested in data analytics and I have experience with AI.
Hi, Sai, you are in mute, Sai.
Hello? Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yes, Sai, now we are here.
Okay, excellent. Looks like everybody has completed their introduction. Did we miss anybody here? Okay, if not, that's cool. So, okay, team, let me give you my introduction. Not sure how many of you know me. My name is Sairam Yeruva. I'm the founder and CEO of ThinkSabio. And it happened to be 6 years ago, same day, May 30th. Truly, we didn't plan today's meeting to coincide with our 6th anniversary, but it happened to be. So I want to give you a little introduction of how ThinkSabio has started. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see me? My screen?
Yes, sir. Rabbits.
Okay. So I'll give you introduction, then we can go, other details about what ThinkSabio do or what position or what roles you guys can see and all that stuff. Okay. So to start off my introduction story, I came to this country in 1998, and in 1999, I did some sort of trading without having any knowledge because somebody else in the room is doing it. So I said, okay, maybe I should try too. And then I did it. And unfortunately, I don't have any method or any knowledge or anything like that. So apparently I lost, whatever the money that I invested back then. Then I said to myself, no, stock market doesn't work for me. I shouldn't touch this. And I kept away until 2018. So 1998 or 1999, excuse me, until 2018. So it's almost like 18, 19 years. I just kept away just because of my failure happened in the early days. I did not realize what I should do or whatever. But so 2018, as you see this date here, the CNBC article, 2018, May 30th, same day as today, 6 years ago. I don't know why, but unexpectedly, I read this article. Okay. I read this article and I went through the entire article, but this part made me to think deeply. I got stuck here. When I was reading this, I read this line as is, like 6 years ago. I read his name, James Simons, Renaissance Technology, 2017 earnings, 1.7 billion. And per day, he broke down. This is very key thing, right? When this article broke down into per day, 4.6 million, and per hour, $192,000. That made me to think, and that created me curiosity, that ignited me. Who is this person? And how he's able to earn 4.6 million per day, or if you break down per hour, 192,000 per hour. I was like, what is going on here in this world, and what I am not aware of it? Who is he, and what does he do? So that is the curiosity, happened to me on the day. Then I went to, I was first, stuck, and it took me a few minutes to realize what is going on and how the world is, And then I said to myself, okay, let's research who is this James Simons. What does he do? And then I went to the Google. Then I researched what is the Renaissance Technology. Obviously, I came to know he's he's trading or he's investing in the stock market. And he's an MIT graduate. There's a lot of good story about him, right? He built his own algorithms or, a big models and all good stuff. So that is the main reason I got hooked again back to the stock market. Then I said to myself, hey, look, Sai, you failed back in 1999 because you don't know anything. You were listening to your roommates, or, you're listening something and you did it and you fail. It's like you, without knowing cricket, you're playing a cricket game or football, whatever the relevant you can think of, right? Or chess game. So this time I said to myself, hey, wait, you probably don't know what to do in the stock market or which stocks to pick. But since James Simons has already had a great success of making, 1.7 billion or whatever, so why can't you model him after? Or why can't you follow what he's trying to buy and see what you can, based on your, your revenues or your capital, whatever. So that is what, made me to think deeply. And then I formed the team. Okay, how do we gather the data? How do I know? I mean, if I just follow James Simons, probably, you call mathematical terms law of averages, right? If you take a classroom of 100 students, right? And if you ask a question, and if 90 students says one answer, the probability of that answer being correct, has more weightage, because 90 students out of 100 probably can make a mistake. Of course, they can, but the probability of 90 students making a mistake is very less compared to the remaining 10 students. So that term is defined as the population, total number of population, and you take the averages. That is nothing but law of averages. So that is, made us to think, okay, not only James Simons, but who else we can gather the information. On this article, he talked about 10 hedge funds. David Tepper, Appaloosa Management, and he is making, 1.5 billion, whatever the breakdown, and Kenneth Griffin, Citadel. He has broken down into, all these hedge funds and their yearly or per day, per hour, whatever. So, and then, okay, let's start with these people and what they bought. That's where we started 6 years ago on the same day. So let's figure it out what each, hedge fund is trying to buy. And let's take the averages from the top 10. What are all the common stocks all these 10 hedge funds bought? That's where we started the journey 6 years ago. And then we said, okay, well, why only, stick to the 10? Why can't we have more institutions so that we can have a better law of averages? That's what made us to, go further and then research more institutions and all. So you might wonder, since you started in 2018, what is the reason for you to start the product? Why can't you, since the stock market is in existence more than 100 years ago, why didn't you, what is the reason for you to start? Probably might be your question, right? So what I did is on 2018, on the same day, I kind of went to the websites and to see how others are doing it. But, to my surprise, the competitors of ours like Fintel or Whale Wisdom, NASDAQ, I went through all of their websites and see what they're trying to do. And none of their data analytics matched to my expectations. Because I was coming from a background where I don't have any financial degree or financial acumen. I'm a simple, layman coming from an IT background. No knowledge about finances except basics, debit and credit. So I said to myself, a common man like me or a woman or whoever it is, how can you make it very simple so that people can make an informed, confident and courageous decisions? How can we make it simple? What is the mathematical proof you can bring it to the table so that everybody with or without college degree in a plain English can make the decisions? That is where we are coming here with Thinksabio with a proud moment of breaking it down in a simplified, a common people can understand. So how we did it and all will probably the next upcoming sessions, our team I'll give you today a little bit about Thinksabio features, one or two or three, but the more will be given to you by our team. And then next week, our team will give the presentation. After that, what we are going to do is we'll divide the teams and see who is interested in what and who can take the leadership among all of you interns and the first lead and second lead. This will be like a project, right? So somebody will be taking the meeting minutes and we'll decide, every one of you give your roles, what you want to do, how you want to do, and then who can take the leadership role and how you can conduct the meetings and all good stuff, right? That's the high level. Any questions for me so far as we are going through the introduction? Any questions, comments so far? Okay, all right. So that's the introduction, team. So I'll go through the website to give you a perspective, right? Some of the important, critical features. Just now I said about law of averages, right? So I hope every one of you understand the concept of Thinksabio is, law of averages and modeling after the successful institutions. Okay. So who are the successful institutions? The successful institutions are the one who are at least $100 million. And they should be registered with the government called SEC, Security Exchange Commission. They are the government board, right? If you are an institution, for example, the example that you have seen here, right? these guys, right? For example, Renaissance Technology, all these institutions, which are their AUM, called their total asset value. AUM is called their total portfolio. If their portfolio is at least $100 million, they should be registered with the government. And they have to report whatever they are buying and selling on a quarterly basis. There are two types of filings they have to do it. One is quarterly basis, meaning once the quarter is done, for example, January, February, March is called Q1, as you all know. There are 4 quarters in a year, right? 4 into 3 months. Every 3 months, there is 1 quarter. Q1 is nothing but January, February, March, and March 30th, the quarter will be completed. And within 45 days after the quarter is complete, they have to report whatever they bought and sold during that quarter. That is the mandate by the government. So if the quarter is completed on March 30th, so 45 days from the date, from March 30th, 45 days, which is April and May 15th. By May 15th, all the institutions, whoever have registered with the government, they have to report what they have done in that quarter compared to the previous quarter that they have. Whether they bought, there are 5 type of events anybody can do in the stock market, including you, me, or the institution. One, they never had Tesla stock, example, and they bought during the Q1. They never had before, but they bought it during Q1 of 2024, during January, February, March. That is called newly bought. Because they never had that stock, so they bought now. Now meaning during that quarter. That is called newly bought. There is only 5 types, team. Okay, make a note. There is no big deal here. But I have Tesla stock in the past quarter, but I increased it in this quarter. So that is nothing but the activity is called increased. The status is increased. The first one is they never had, they bought newly. So it's called newly bought. Okay, I'll give you examples too. Let me explain, then I'll go through the website, then you will easily understand. The second category is they have the Tesla stock, but they increased more. They have 100 example. This quarter, they increased 50. So that means they have now 150 stocks, which is nothing but the status is called increased. From 100 to they increased 50, which is nothing but 150. The same example, they have 100, but they sold 50, and they now had only 50. That activity is called reduced, as you can see, or decreased, whatever the term you want to call. And they have 100 Tesla stocks, and they sold off all 100 in this quarter, which is nothing but sold off. In the prior quarter, they have 100 Tesla stocks, but in this quarter, Q1, they sold off. So that activity is nothing but sold off. The fifth one can be, I have 100 stocks in the past quarter in Tesla. In this quarter, I also have 100, which means I did not touch it. It's called no change state. So there are 5 types of activities anybody can do, even you or me or anybody in the stock market. If you are, playing with the stock market, those are the 5 types of activities, because that is key element for Think-Sabio, because that's how you drive the data too. That's how you see what these people have done in the previous quarters. Okay, I hope you all understood the 5 types of activities. So it's newly bought, increased, reduced, and no change, and sold off. Those are all the 5 types. Okay. And that is the quarterly filings they have to do it. One last filing is daily filings. Okay, there's 2 types of timely events they will do it. One quarterly. The second one is the daily filing. That's called SEC 13D/G form. There is a form names, which you'll remember it later. You don't have to worry. So the frequency of data filing is done by the institutions in 2 forms. One, quarterly. The second one is daily. So what is this daily transactions, what they report? So what they report is nothing but, say an institution took 5% or above stake in any company, in any public traded company, they have to report within 10 business days. That is a mandatory dictated by the government of SEC. For example, you are an institution, right? And you bought 5% of stake today in Tesla, for example, right? May 30th, you took 5% of stake in Tesla or Amazon or whatever the company, right? Public traded company. So from today, you will be given 10 business days time to report to the SEC. So reporting to the SEC is nothing but reporting to the public. You are disclosing that, hey, I bought 5% of stocks in Tesla or Apple, whatever the company you call it. So which means the public is clearly known, oh, this particular Renaissance technology took 5% stake in Tesla. Because they wanted the information to be public so that they don't mishandle it or they don't do any kind of cooking or whatever, right? They want this information to be public. So, and all ThinkSabby is trying to do is gather all the information from the SEC website. Okay, I'll show you the SEC website also, just to show you the perspective. So let me take a real example so that, for example, right, this GPCR we reported today. So if you see here in Telegram group, we will keep posting to our paid members. What we're trying to do is, hey, GPCR is a symbol, stock symbol. You're able to see, right, my screen? Team? Shiva?
Yes, sir. You're able to see.
Okay, wonderful. So the key information, what we're trying to do is here, this is the crucial piece, right? Is saying SEC, which is Security Exchange Commission, reported today date May 30th, 2024, that RA Capital Management increased GPCR shares. So what does that mean? So before they reported this, they have 1.5 million GPCR shares. And now they are saying they have 7.2 million shares. So mathematically, you subtract from the current shares to the previous, which is nothing but they newly added 5.7 million shares. So if you do the math, that increase before and now is nothing but 378.38% increased their shares from 1.5 million to 7.2 million. So we calculate approximate transaction value. We'll take 10 days average because today they reported, right? Because we got the transaction today, which means the RA Capital could have invested in GPCR within 10 days. And they will never tell us the exact date. So we have to assume within 10 business days, one day they could have bought it. So what we'll do is we'll take the GPCR average price last 10 days and we'll calculate the newly added shares times that price. So that will come roughly $207 million RA Capital invested in GPCR. This is the message we are broadcasting to our subscribed members. So in our perspective, in a common man or woman perspective, you have to ask a question to yourself, hey, who is first of all RA Capital? So your question will come, who is RA Capital Management? So I'll take, if I'm a first time person, I'll come here and then I'll go to Google and then put RA Capital Management. It's pretty simple, right? So you go to here, to their website, you try to understand who is this RA Capital Management, first of all. So I try to say, hey, RA Capital Management is a multi-stage investment manager. We are dedicated to evidence-based investing in public and private healthcare and life science companies developing drugs, medical devices, diagnostics, services, and health research. So nothing but they are more into the life sciences, biotechnology. So you try to understand them. Who is their team? So our question should always be, why should I believe in RA Capital? They said they bought it, right? Here they are saying they increased their share. They approximately invested $207 million. Now your questioning mindset should be, why should I believe about RA Capital? Why did they put $208 million? What is their confidence? Who are all the people involved in this, in their team, in RA Capital? And you go and research each person's biography. Catherine Tyrrell, whatever the pronunciation is. So you read about her story. Okay, what's her college degree? Where did she graduate? What's her background and all that? So you gain some sort of confidence, and then you go and then, okay, well, RA Capital invested $207 million. Okay, let me try to understand who is GPCR. GPCR is a pharmaceutical company which is developing obesity drug. Right now, obesity market is hot. I don't know how many of you are following. Eli and Novo Nordisk are coming up with a drug which, if by using the drug, people are losing 20%, 15% weight loss. It's a craze in the market right now. It's craze, literally craze. So in that same space, some other company is also developing a drug. I think, and RA Capital is trying to take the opportunity or advantage and investing with their money. Obviously, right? You invest today for tomorrow. So this is the information we are trying to provide in ThinkSavvy. This is one perspective because it's reported today. This is live transaction you are seeing, GPCR, right? And if you want to know more about GPCR, that's where you come to ThinkSavvy, right? And then you research here in our website. We have wonderfully, designed with different sort of features, right? Let's go with the symbol called GPCR. Okay, so GPCR. So I'm going to give you the symbol and it is going to give me the information. This is unique team. This is nobody has done in the United States the way we are presenting it. So this will be understandable to common people. That's how we designed this website, because when I was doing the stock market, I don't know anything. But I wanted to gain the confidence and courage by having a simple information. That way I can make an informed decision. Okay. So this is how we started. I'm not going too deep into each one, but if you look at it here, the uniqueness of ThinkSavvy is this table. Nobody has presented like this. So the intention behind this table is if you look at it, this is nothing but a matrix. If you understand mathematical terms, you are bringing down, rows and columns. Okay. The columns is from the last 8 quarters, we are trying to project how many institutions have invested and what are their total shares and what is their average price in that quarter and what is the volume. This is what we are trying to project here. So if you look at it here, right, in Q1 2023, there are only 38 institutions invested and their total number of shares is 14.7 million. Right? When it comes to the next quarter, Q2 2023, the institution total shares went up by 17 million and the count went up by 48. From 38, it became 48, which means 10 new institutions got added, perhaps. So if you see from 48 to the next quarter, it became 84, almost 70%, right? Or 85%, as you can see it down. And shares went up from 17 million to 32 million, which is nothing but 85% institutions increased their overall shares. And then next quarter, you see from 32 million, it became 42 million. From 42 million, now it became 43 million. So if you see it mathematically, what you can see is every quarter, the total institutions are increasing their shares. From here, 14 to 17, 17 to 32, 32 to 42, 40 to 40. So what can this tell me? What is the inference from this table? Well, simple, right? Institutions are, every quarter they're increasing. So why do institutions increase unless they believe this company is what? We will have to, understand or comprehend that. So this is one unique model that you can only find in ThinkSavvy. Someone else hasn't done. If they do it, they must have copied us. So this is the uniqueness of ThinkSavvy. So when you see this information, then well, this is really cool, right? The institutions are increasing it. So you get an idea of what can be done. And if you look at it here, right, this is today. This is what we were talking, May 31st, right? And then, their previous shares is 1.5 million and now it became 7.2 million, which is nothing but 338% they increased it. This is the information we are trying to show here. We are broadcasting to our members in ThinkSavvy, Telegram group. And then, of course, people, I put my comment here. That's crazy increased stake by RA Capital into GPCR, which is obesity drug, which means they are increasing the hot obesity market. So we try to analyze, and I put my perspective, and other people give their comment. They are sure taking part of obesity drug movement and capturing a piece of pie. So it's just taking the perspective of other people's, and we'll go from there. And then here we will show, who are all the top 10 institutions invested in GPCR, right? So the RA Capital is the number 1 among all of the institutions we have here because they have 7.2 million stake here. Right? That happened today transaction. And after that, who are all holding this particular stock besides RA Capital? Wellington Management, FMR, everybody knows FMR, which is a Fidelity, which is a $4 trillion company. And, biotechnology, blah, 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 blah. So if you believe in this GPCR, you go and read all these company institutions who invested into it and try to understand whether you believe them and what does their transaction means to you. Okay, this is how you interpret. And of course, there are other statistics. You can see price history. What is the price history of GPCR? What is the highest it went? It went highest is $75 on November 1st, 2023. And right now it is $33. So it fell from 75 to 33. Right? So you further break it down. What is that? It's a moving average. It's all simple mathematical terms. You can segregate. So this is called, ISR, Individual Statistical Report. Likewise, there are so many reports, which our team will go through you later. And I'll tell you one last one. I mean, I know we don't have much time, but I'll go through one which is very unique feature of ThinkSabio is called, we call it ThinkSabio Diamonds and Quarterly % Share Change Report. Okay, so this is my favorite report. I love this report. The reason you will see in a minute. So the reason why I love this report is here, what we are trying to bring up is quarterly % share change surpassing 50% mark. What it means is from the week, I compare previous quarter to the current quarter and see which of their average institutional total shares went up by minimum 50%. So if you look at this report, right, you see clearly in this report, you see the stock LBPH and their Q4 shares are, total institution shares are 16.5 million. And when it comes to Q1, which is latest quarter we have, the data, right? They have now 37.9 million, which is nothing but the increase percentage 129%. Now I ask a question to myself, why the total number of institutions, which is 103. You see here the count is 52 in Q4, and right now the count is 103. And 52 institutions total average shares are 16.5 million. And now we have 103 institutions invested in LBPH, and their total number of shares is 37.9 million. A simple law of averages, team. Don't be confused and don't be worried. It's a simple mathematical term. How many institutions invested in the last quarter? There are 52 institutions. As you can see the number here, 52. And what is the total number of shares of these 52 institutions? That is 16.5 million. What is their total shares now, Q1? 37.9 million. And what is the total number of institutions now? Almost 100% they increase it to. So this is called an outlier. So why so many institutions got added up and why so many institutions increased their stake? So what does that mean to us? That's what I will take that into further research. This is how I narrow it down, because there are 10,000 stocks, team, in the stock market. Your question should be, where should I invest? It's like an ocean. That's where ThinkSabio comes into the picture, and it will narrow it down and give you a perspective of, hey, look at these. How many stocks are there? There are 73 stocks which matched the minimum criteria, 50% increase in the past quarter to the current quarter. Now, out of 10,000, I narrow it down to simple 73. From 73, now I narrow it down to, whatever the filters I may have it here. Somebody says, oh, I want minimum price should be at least $10 stock price. I don't want to do penny stocks. I want minimum 10. So you see from 72, your total number of stocks list, you are narrowing it down to now 8. Only 8 stocks which are matching your criteria of minimum current price should be minimum $10. You see here, the current price, these are all minimum $10, min of 10, at least $10 can be above, but not less than 10. So now my shopping list came down to only 7, right? Or 8, sorry. Now from 72, you came down to, so likewise, you apply the filters, whatever the filters you want. So you might want to say here, hey, I want the minimum institution count should be at least 100. Only then I trust the data or the company which invested. So from 7, let's see how many we will get it now. So you only have 1. So likewise, you play with the filters and you get your data the way you wanted it, right? This is what Thinksabio is making an unprecedented stand with this kind of reports. So it's basically we are narrowing it down, team, and you can apply AI, machine learning, or whatever you want to do it. And then all we are trying to do is we are trying to unfold the pattern. Which stock tomorrow or in the future might do well based on the probabilities and based on the possibilities. That is it. That is what the whole Thinksabio is trying to do. And another feature is, if you are a beginner, we will give you what is called, virtual money. We'll give you $10,000. And then if you are new, you can start playing with the virtual portfolio, right? So here you have a real portfolio and virtual portfolio. You can play with, of course, I played and I lost some money. Apparently my 10,000 became only $1,000. But if you newly registered in our website called student.thinksabio, then you will be initially given $10,000 virtual money. But your trading can be real time, but your money is virtual money. So instead of you playing with the real money, you come and apply your strategies and make sure your strategies are working, and then you go from there. If you see here, I took Kirti, who is our lead intern last year, and here what we are trying to do is, besides our portfolio, here we called it TS Youth Heroes. So whoever registered students, we are trying to show, how they are performing it, just for fun, so that you can learn from others too. So if you look at it here, right? So these students, when they registered with us, they took $10,000 given by Thinksabio, and they invested 9,000, and then and they got 8,000 from their 9,000 investment. So which is nothing but right now their portfolio is 18,000, which means they got 81 learning from other people, whoever they are, right? Whoever the successful people who returned portfolio, and I can learn where did he invest. So, right? So what is the success for him? Okay, he has invested in CCL, Carnival Corporation, that brought him 32% returns, and he invested in NVIDIA that brought him 188%, and invested in WFRD 36%. So you can see where he failed and where he succeeded. So you can learn from others. You can learn from other success and failures as well. So likewise, you go through other people, and it's a good perspective. You learn what others are doing, right? So that's the perspective we are trying to show. And right now, what we are doing is we are showing all positive portfolios, because earlier we have shown everybody, but some kids complained or said that, hey, when I'm a negative, don't show me. So that's where we come up with, we are showing all positive portfolios. If your portfolio fell to negative, you won't be in the list, basically. So far we have 22 students whose portfolios are in a positive zone. That's where we are showing them, here. So you can easily go to everybody's portfolio if you want, and you can see where they invested, right? So you can learn from them. So this is the basic stuff. I am trying to give you perspective. There are so many features you can play around, and there is another option here is a real portfolio. Real portfolio meaning, let's say you have another portfolio with real trading platform called Robinhood. So here you can come and you can apply whatever the stocks that you bought and sold in your real platform, so that you can track here as well in our things. Let me show you my portfolio, just a real portfolio, what I have done, right? So you can create 6 portfolios and you can simulate. See, I have started in Charles Schwab, and then I simulated in 2022 what are all the stocks I invested. See here, 2022. So I'm going to review. This is for my review purpose. So, and from here, I changed my entire portfolio, and then, what happened. So this will help you to go back and see how you made your decisions. And by doing so, how your portfolio got reshaped, whether you succeeded or failed. right? So here, for example, if you look at it here, right, in my first portfolio in Charles Schwab, if I had continued the same way, if I retained my Tesla or Fix, Neo, BRKB, DAL, whatever, all these stocks, my portfolio would be today worth 2.2 million. Today's value. If I continue to stay as I am, and these are all the failure stocks, and if I did not take any action, if I was simply watching the movie without doing since 2022, and today I am down by 20%, I would have lost $567,000 of my invested amount. But on the other hand, if I made a portfolio changes, I cut the weeds mercilessly, and I made a new transactions or changed some portfolio, how could that be? So here I could have got 2 point, I could have lost only 6%. And I go to another portfolio of the same. I'm playing with my portfolio by taking different strategies, different stocks. Here I stick to only 3 stocks. So what could that have done? Well, that could have made me a little positive portfolio. And now I go to another portfolio. I'm making changes to my portfolio, because you cannot just see. Imagine you have a garden in front of your house. You sow some seeds, and the seeds always may not be green, right? You get some weeds also. And if you just see the weeds as they are growing, your garden will become ugly, or it will become you can't even see your own garden, because you want to see the only green grass. But if you have weeds, it looks odd. So that's why you take your lawnmower and you cut off, or you do some sort of thing. So if I go to my other type of portfolio where I played with my strategies, so this could have brought me 4% return, right? And now I go to another type of action which I did it. That put me almost 32% returns. That brought me positive 1 million. See, the simple change of portfolio strategies from here, you see here, you are in a positive zone. And that is why you need to act like a gardener for your garden. Gardener will be cutting off the weeds when he sees the weeds, kind of a mindset. Okay. And the reason why you might ask is, hey, if I update my real-time stocks from my real account of Robinhood to here, what is the advantage? Here, the advantage is health check. If you upload your real-time stocks, and ThinkSabio will give you health check to show, hey, you invested in Tesla, but overall institution count reduced here. So you may want to think what the total institutions have done, so that you can make some informed decisions. So this is the advantage of you adding your real-time stocks in our real portfolio. So ThinkSabio will give you the institution's perspective, so you can make some informed decisions. Oh, institutions reduced 8% in Tesla. What does that mean to me? Should I do it? Well, that's up to you, but it's giving you the perspective of what others are doing, other institutions are doing, right? So that's pretty much, team. Today, I don't want to make you bored up, right? So any questions for me so far, team? Any questions, comments? I see some chat box has some questions. As our posting.
When are we gonna be able to pick what we want to do in this internship?
I'm sorry, say again. I didn't get your question.
When are we gonna be able to pick what we want to do in the internship?
As I said, right, we will, today is a kickoff meeting, right? And we will start off identifying who will take the leadership role and who is interested in doing what. See, we have different kind of works you can imagine, right? We have a marketing need. If somebody is really interested in doing marketing of how to get new customers, there's one role, right? Okay. Somebody is interested in data analytics and AI. We have some roles for that, because we are really implementing AI right now as speaking. So those who are interested, you can ping our internship group, each of you, what are your skill sets and where you want to do it. And then we will recruit the internship leader and leader and another leader, maybe 2 leaders, right? So that if one is absent, others will do it, take over. And then you will be given, Zoom meeting credentials and all. You can run your meetings and you can plan it. At this point, I will stand as a mentor, but I will pretty much give you the team and the access, or, credential, the data and all that. And you will probably be running, and I will be joining once in a week or one, twice in a week to learn about, what you guys are doing. That's what pretty much, we have done in the last 2-3 internship programs we have done. I know Mahant is here. He can talk more because he has done the leadership role here last year. So we definitely want to give an opportunity to the other people. So you can express your interest. Do you want to take the leadership role? Then you write down. And then if there are more leaders coming, then we will have interviews done among yourselves and we'll pick, 2 leaders, right? Leadership role.
Okay.
And that's how our whole planning should be done. Okay. So we'll take some of the previous leaders like before last year, Kirti Pedawala. She's right now doing her master's and a bachelor's degree in the University of Texas. And Mahant led the team last year. So he's here today with us. So, you guys can learn from the mentoring from others, all kind of good stuff. There's a lot of learning curve, which will be helpful to you when you apply for college or, other stuff.
Okay.
And once you learn, those of you who become expert, then you can go ahead and teach to others who don't know about stock market or finance background, maybe underprivileged students or people who don't know. You can go ahead and schedule sessions and you can teach them whatever you know. So basically, we're trying to give an independence, in the finance sector. People, hey, no matter which profession you choose, you can be a doctor, engineer, or, investment banker or teacher or, police officer, army, whatever it is, you get money, right? By whatever profession you choose, you will earn money no matter what. So how do you manage your own personal money? How do you invest and make, good returns over a period of time? Right? That is all you are trying to learn here. Not necessarily one wants to be a millionaire or a billionaire, but at least with whatever the money you get it from your parents or your part-time job or your future income, how do you manage and how do you invest safely, and how does that money can grow while you are sleeping, while you are doing your own works? The money should grow. You look at, right, all other people. Warren Buffett started when he's 11-year-old with $150. And today he has $110 billion sitting in his account. So likewise, I'm just giving examples. So that doesn't mean, we all become like them, but we can learn always from the history to see what the legends have done. Renaissance technology, all the people that I have listed, I think we can share this article. Shiva, you can share this article to them so that they can go through, and then how you can become hungry, how you can learn what you can become. Okay. So that's the journey, we are looking here. So any other questions, team? Any other questions for me as we start the journey here? Comments, questions? How do you perceive this thing, Sabio? If you are first time exploring it, do you find it fascinating, or do you have any suggestions? What can we do things differently? There's so much. I mean, I tell you honestly, until I get into this thing, Sabio, or this kind of data model, I never knew that we can make very good fortune in stock market. I never believed until then. Because remember my 1999 story, I folded. I said stock market sucks. I cannot do it here. But my entire perspective changed in 2018 after I reading this article. Now I'm confident I can build wealth. There is a very good chances we can multiply our wealth, in only through this method. I did not realize there is any other method that, people can build wealth. You look at all these people, right? For example, in 2012, if you have invested $5,000 or $1,000 in Tesla, today you are talking about 500K or 1 million. Or in 1998, if you have invested in Amazon, which is like $5, today you are sitting into millions of dollars. So there is no rocket science, team. It's a pretty simple, simple method. All you do is you identify the good companies, invest, and just sit onto it. And if these companies are failing, then you cut it off the weeds. that's what a simple risk management and your research comes into the place. You don't have to spend whole heck of a lot of time on this one. You don't need to do day trading. You don't need to skip your college. All you have to do is identify some good companies, and put into that. And then, first play with this, simulated software, things have your virtual capital, virtual portfolio. Make sure you gain the confidence, you understood. Then you go on to the real money and play with small amount and see how you gain it. That's all I can think of. And there's no rocket science. And this has a very good career. If somebody is interested in business, you can go and become an investment banker. You can go and work for, Goldman Sachs or Morgan Stanley, and you can get certifications and you can manage the people portfolio. You can manage 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, and you get crazy bonuses if you do well. There's a big science, big art, big theory, big career into the investment management side too, if you are interested. You go do, business finance and then get into certifications, and, there's a good prospect to methods there. Then one day you can start like James Simons, you can start your own company, and you can, once your certifications are done, you can manage people money, $100 million, $20 million, and they charge 20% fees on the profits that they get to the people. So you have an unlimited money, basically, if you become successful. I don't want to throw false dreams, but if you really want to choose this as a career, well, there is an opportunity. Without even choosing a career with your own, profession, you can still make money with your revenues, with your income or whatever. But it's a process, team. Don't expect overnight you will become a millionaire, and don't go for such kind of crazy steps and lose money, and then, don't get bankrupted and go that direction. Okay. So it's very rare that you can be an overnight millionaire. That only happens in movies, not in real time. Okay. So that's pretty much, team, I have here, and I really appreciate every one of you joining tonight. As said, next steps is you post your interested roles and who want to take the leadership role, and we'll definitely form a team real quick. And then probably next week or upcoming week, you guys can start and you can be on your own. So our team will give you 1 or 2 sessions. Swapna is our data analyst. She will go through some other features in ThinkSabio website, so that you will be aware what kind of strategies or models we have. After that, I think you can be on your own way to do some of the internship here. Okay, so that's pretty much. If anybody has any questions, we still have 5 more minutes. So we thought of taking 1 hour session, so we are pretty close. Any questions, comments, what do you feel about after seeing before joining this meeting versus after you join this meeting? Did anybody have any dreams or goals, or did it ignite you? Any comments?
Sorry, this is not necessarily a comment, but I'm Mahant. I was a lead intern last year. So if anyone is interested in being the lead intern for this year, just shoot me a text on Telegram and I'll send you like an application. Yeah, and then by the end of next week, we can decide a lead intern for this year.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I think that's a big help, Mahant. I appreciate you volunteering in doing that. So in that in the current 2024 group, you can ping, just say hi, so that everybody knows your Telegram ID also, if you don't mind. So the new group will be 2024 internships group. So make sure, Mahant, you are already in that group, and so that there won't be any confusions with the last year group versus this year. Okay. So, but thank you for offering that help. So any other questions, team, as you are going to embark on this journey? And you are most welcome to give any ideas, any suggestions. One biggest challenge I have right now is our membership growth. Right now we are, if you can see in our Telegram group, the membership is looking at 957 paid members we have. So if somebody is interested in marketing side, I'm not necessarily asking. If someone is crazily interested in social media marketing, if you have that kind of passion, I think you have a bigger role to play here, because we wanted to see there are around total 300 million people in the US. So if you take off of the population, there are 150 million. So even if you take off of it, 75 million people are doing trading or investing in the US. So let's see how we can tap them. That's another expertise skills that I'm also looking to take it to the real project work, that if you are interested in the market. Okay. So that's pretty much, team. And I really appreciate every one of you joining. And we'll look forward to work with you. And definitely you can learn something out of this internship program. And at the end of the internship, every one of you will be given a certificates based on your participation, of course, right? Your contribution and participation. I think this will be like until August, Mahant. Is that how our program? Usually 3 months, right? The whole summer.
Yeah, usually ends like end of August or like early September.
Yeah, right. That's pretty. Yeah, that's right. And of course, after that, if you still want to do, if you want to teach underprivileged kids or underprivileged students, African Americans are predominantly, according to the statistics, no offense, they are very underprivileged. They don't have any knowledge about stock market compared to the whites. That's what the statistics says. No offense here. So we can take up a role that you can go to your school and you can start a program. Hey, I'm educated. I know a little bit about stock market and I'm going to teach whatever I know. This is another thing you can do so that it will show great on your resume and your leadership skill that you have contributed something back to the students. Giving back is always seen as an exemplary in a student life or even in adult life too, because you are giving back to the community or to the society. So that's a charitable, event or mindset or philanthropic, whatever you want to call it. So these are all the different avenues you can do once you become knowledgeable and you teach someone, hey, how to fish rather than giving a fish example, as we all know, right? So you can become, you can make them independent or you can make them financially independent to make decisions. So many people are scared of stock market, but we're trying to prove in things, hey, no big deal. Things, stock market investing is not complicated. You don't need to have financial degree, but you can have, but you don't need to have. Okay, that's all I have, team. Good night to every one of you joining again. Excuse me. And we'll stay connected and we'll look forward to working with all of you. Good night.